Welcome everyone to one of our daily code and development vlogs here live on this channel. GCC 12.2 is out. Amazing stuff. Also because the recurring theme here fixed bugs and regressions, which as you notice we find plenty of and appreciate very much when they are fixed. So with that, of course, I downloaded that already. And I'm bootstrapping, so I just wanted to push a new ISO because we fixed amazing stuff the last days, as we usually do here. And then the GCC 12.2 is out, and of course I need to test it, do our patches, do our own patches for regression features to apply. And usually I say, yeah, not so much changelog, and maybe I did for last GCC releases because they only have the major changelog here, of course. But I noticed maybe they always did this, but only today I noticed. Maybe they previously, or in general, we kind of use their Bugzilla to find what they fixed, including, to my surprise, one fix reported by Linus Torvalds. Didn't even expect, I would have thought he's so busy maintaining his tiny little hobby Linux kernel there, doesn't have time for other stuff. But among those 71 bugs, at least according to Bugzilla, fixed, and of which are many ICE internal compiler error, of which we also find many because we built for Spark and Super H and stuff, and look at that, Spark and Super H and like SH4 and so on. Lots of ICEs which are annoying for us, and also even I obviously don't debug on a daily basis. So what has Linus Torvalds? I probably should have there. Hello. So bug 10.59.30. Linus Torvalds reported excessive stacks pill generation on 32 x86. Total to my surprise, right? Not only that Linus Torvalds took his time, and also you recurrently theme here, right? This stuff is, if you write it down, right, it's like 30 minutes of his busy day of finding it, maybe even an hour easily, right? Of finding it, diagnosing it. Usually you don't just file a GCC Bugzilla report, you usually take a look there, investigates this a little bit, so easily 30-60 minutes gone here as writing this stuff down, right? So it turns out, compiling his tiny little hobby Linux kernel, he found that security crypto algorithm, 128 buffers, the stack frame got a bit large there. And so yeah, if you see me here compiling stuff and then randomly breaks for Spark and 32-bit where nobody cares except we and Linus Torvalds apparently, this is this kind of stuff, right? And highly appreciate this stuff as often as it is here. Like, people don't care about vintage GPUs and stuff, but at least someone still cares about M32 code generation. So huge regression, huge difference, and he even took the time. Also, you remember when we usually like do all the stuff sucks and what were they thinking and how to even bisect this, is like Linus Torvalds like, hey, so since you guys use Git now, amazing stuff, right? Finally use Git, might as well bisect this, and didn't find an efficient way to generate only CC1 remember, so recurring subscribers, when we usually like do GCC breaks, how do we debug this? It's like epic thread ripping some hours later. It's like Linus Torvalds, yeah, like, YOLO guys, how even efficiently just build CC1 because I don't want to build. You remember when I recurrently say configure runs the longest and it rebuilds everything? It's like, yeah, welcome to 2022. Linus Torvalds is like, yeah, your documentation sucks, and I YOLO'd it somehow. It was a pain, but hey, I found something. It's like, highly appreciated. You see, if stuff is amazing, I can even give some credit where credit is due. So yeah, he spent even more time on this stuff. Amazing stuff. They did some improvements also. It turned out like, yeah, previously it was also not that amazing, right? Code generation of, yeah, also X recurring theme, x86 sucks because register pairs and not the most amazing architecture. Anyway, this is just one of those. I found this a funny little anecdote of documenting here of what, so only constant is change and regressions and what kind of stuff usually breaks. I hope some stuff improves. Here we're building that, so that probably, how far are we? Actually, I think GCC probably did not even build yet. We could quickly scroll over that. I also did some other stuff, as you probably see when you watch our changelog here of our, if you're new to this stuff, T2, obviously one of the best, if not mostly raw and vanilla Linux. As I mentioned, lots of internal compiler errors, fixed here. I segmentation fault, template type alias, get instruction, template there, OS, wrong code at OS and above, x86, AMD 64, Linux since 12 whatever, crash in 32-bit mode. I slightly wonder, is this just x82 or any, is it also ARM or source code something, Linux, whatever, x86, whatever, you had me at. Anyway, any fixes are good fixes. Fortran, ICE, propagate controlled uses, invalid use of auto when deducing return type, ICE on invalid deduction, incorrect error, invalid use of auto, static function auto return type not being resolved correctly, ICE when building fully, ICE -w address once on dynamic cast, internal compiler error, ICE with inline, wrong overload selected in base class, CXX eval, ICE, more ICE, ICE in build base link, ICE cannot update SSA form, ICE function bool character, ICE, more ICE, even more ICE, LTO option, merging broken, no kidding, LTO had our recurring seems the last weeks if not months. Yeah, this is many, I probably don't need to. ICE, more ICE, most ICE, and segmentation fault, floating point exception, and so on, internal compiler error and visit something expression CC. So yeah, we are not the only ones, and we appreciate certainly a lot that this stuff is fixed. Let's see, what else do we have there? Bro can design good distribution. What? Bro, you can design good distributed systems. Big scale projects, sure, you know, my contacts, big systems and many, doing that for a long time. Just contact my company. So yeah, that's basically it. It's compiling as per usual, requires some epic and thread ripping. By the way, did we, what I mean, we need to spend quite some electrons and CPU cycles. Did we build GCC already? Or apparently GCC tools, MPFR. GCC, we built it already. So good news is all our patches apply. So this stuff is progressing. I don't expect the biggest changes because as we configure T2 or patched and tweaked, for example, where it ICEs on Spark 64, I simply build with less optimizations to hide that, because obviously there is so much time I can put into upstream notifying and deducing test cases for 24 plus architectures. We probably, if you want to hear more stuff, so that's basically the summary, amazing 72 or so, 71 bugs fixed, 71 or more bugs fixed there with that. A new ISO soon, as I mentioned previously, an interim ISO also if you street noise and stuff, right, mobility and combustion cars. It's freaking hot here, I need to have the windows open, otherwise it's hot enough anyway. We continue with another video because I wanted to share some C code. So if we want to see some, 2022, the YouTuber who constantly runs about broken code security, undefined and internal compiler errors, here on this channel updated some C code in 2022, yes. So yeah, you probably want to share, like and subscribe and tune back in for discussing some improved C code and the craziness actually GCC related in dealing with link time optimizations in this day and age. I hope you learned something. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and I hope to see you soon for the next videos and live streams to come.